What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy, Sir Love, and I got a great topic. The game's changed, baby. The game's switching over to streaming. We all know this. We understand this. We're confident about it. It's actually a crazy positive thing. But there's a little loopholes and there's some craziness going on in the game that I think you guys should be aware of. On top of that, I think you guys should know how to calculate your money. So how do you calculate how much money you're going to get from streaming? You got to understand a lot of things come into play. You have the fact that there are different providers. Different providers are paying different rates. Your music is getting played across these various different providers, but how do you calculate your bread? Let's talk about it. Phase 6. All right, so let's jump into these numbers, okay? Let's jump into it. So this is what you guys are looking at when we're looking at streaming in the game today. We're looking at Spotify being around here. We're looking at, and you know, I'm not going to try to say these numbers, but 0.004, 0.0006, which is a real bad hit. But you guys can read, I'm pretty sure. You guys can kind of look through this and you can see, you know, blow it up on your screen. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can zoom in a little bit for you. But you guys can kind of see that this is what the marketplace is kind of looking like from a streaming standpoint. Recognize this. Right here I have the RIAA's streaming guide to, you know, what one stream, a single today, like back in the day, if you sold one single, it's 150 streams now. Back in the day, if you sold an album, it's 1,500 streams now. Back, you know, gold is 750 million and platinum is 1.5 billion now. Now, one thing I respect about the RIAA is that in their mind, all streams are built the same. All streams are equal, which means it doesn't matter whether that stream comes from Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Google Play, Deezer, any of these guys that were listed here. Of course, there's other people in the market, but, you know, I listed these guys, okay? Now, from a single standpoint, let's talk about how the money is being affected. Spotify is the beast in the market. They're the biggest market share right now. So, you know, a single on there gets you like 65 cents, right? But an album, selling one album gets you $6, right? So basically, an album is worth $6 to Spotify. To Apple Music is worth $8. To Google Play is worth $8. To Deezer is worth $9. To Rhapsody is worth $28. Look at this. Tidal says it's worth $18. Tidal says $18. Rhapsody $28. Xbox $45 for one album. Napster $25, right? And of course that changes. So now if this album goes gold or if it goes platinum, you're seeing a really huge disparity in the numbers over time. The bigger it gets, the bigger the gap gets. As you see, the industry standard is Spotify. Not saying that their number is standard, not saying that everyone should follow them, but by saying that they have the biggest market share, they're going to get you $6.5 million for a platinum album. Whereas YouTube, which is number 2 in the market, they're only going to get you $1 million. Apple Music, $8. Look at this. Google Play, $8. Deezer. Look at this. Xbox wants to get you $45 million. But Spotify has done a deal with Xbox now. They've also done a deal with PlayStation to where these guys here, most people aren't even going to be streaming from PlayStation's music network or from Xbox Music Network anymore. They're going to be streaming from Spotify, which means you're actually losing money in both categories, right? This is one of the reasons why I feel like each stream, there needs to be a value associated with the stream, okay? There isn't a value associated with the stream right now. And one of the reasons why is because there's so many factors that come into calculating the stream. The stream price can vary based off of a couple things. Things like what? The things like the person that played, whether they are a paid member or whether they're a free member when they listen to it. What country was it in? What ads were being played? If they were a free member, how much money was made off the ads that person listened to? There's so many factors that come into pricing out the value of that stream that no stream is built the same. You may see consistency over the course of a couple of weeks that, you know, each stream was worth this amount, but the following week it completely changed. I would assume Super Bowl week that the price would go up or down depending on, well, probably down because most people are putting their ads on the Super Bowl. But all those things affect your money. Is that fair? It's arguable, but you know, there's also a change in country, and it has something to do with how many users are in that country and things of that nature. But let's kind of go over here to take a look at that. In the United States, this is the average price per stream. United Kingdom, it changes. Japan, it changes. Sweden, France, Germany, Canada. Look at this. No number is consistent here. No number is consistent, and it has all sorts of things to do with the algorithms that the streaming companies have put together to determine streaming. This is Digital Music News. If no one has ever been here before, it's a great place to stay up on your music news. This guy right here put together a whole, and I'll make sure I give him some credit. These guys right here put together a whole system calculating it. Their numbers and research came out a little bit different than mine, but the reason is this issue right here. There is no consistency, so there is no exact number. You can only get close to it, and that's what I did with this calculator. Got you guys close to it. You can see that YouTube and Pandora are truly taking from the game right now. And there's this big debate right now called the value gap, where the music industry is kind of suing and going at these companies and trying to get copyright laws changed to make these numbers even out a little bit more. You got to remember that streaming has a very low acceptance rate across the world, right? Once streaming's penetration rate increases, getting 750 million streams is going to get a lot easier. My hope is that these numbers don't go down, because what we have seen, and I'll come over here, what we have seen, and it's crazy, Napster's in the market, which is wild, right? Napster's in the market, and they're helping lift the game. Look how much their average price per stream is, right? They're actually paying artists now. It's almost like, charity, the way they're doing it now at this point. But what you'll begin to notice is that the more users a company has, the more they fall down here. YouTube all the way down here because they have all of these users. Look at Spotify, look at Pandora. The people that are willing to pay the most are the people that have the least amount of users. Now, from a person that has a very strong technology background, I can confidently say that a lot of that is associated with the costs. The costs go up per user. As you begin to have all these different users on your platform, or on your app, or on whatever, your infrastructure and server costs and computing costs and all these things that you guys may not be aware of, it dramatically increases. And so I believe that contributes to the decrease in what they're willing to pay artists. But that's not fair to the artist. You can't take money away from here because you want to increase over here. And if that is the case, who regulates that? We can't just have companies changing their number all willy-nilly. One thing that I recognized in the past, a lot of research said that Apple Music was actually closer to this number at one point in time. That's $11 million versus $8 million if you take it back. 11 versus 8, that's $3 million. You do that to 50 artists in the game that go platinum in one particular year. How much money have you taken from people? You've taken millions and millions and millions of dollars by just changing the average rate per stream. So there has to be some type of regulation, because if you leave it to the streaming companies, I believe they're going to do what's best for who they care about the most, which is the users. And because they care about the users, they've created great, amazing products. Like I said, I'm a tech guy too, so I love what they're doing in the tech space, and I love the quality they're presenting to users. But there has to be a respect for musicians. There has to be a respect for musicians. But as of right now, this is what streaming is doing. This whole thing is not about arguing what's right and what's wrong. It's more so letting you guys know, hey, this is how it is right now. This is what your numbers look like. If you want to understand how to get money in streaming and recognize there's a lot of money to get, some of you guys got 1 million streams on YouTube right now. You have 1 million on YouTube. Let's put this in the system, okay? YouTube's going to give you $690 for that. If you put it on Spotify, it would have made $4,000. If you put it on Tidal, you make $12,000. If you had that thing on Google Play, that's $5,000. You're missing out on money. So all my YouTube artists out here that are really helping on YouTube or SoundCloud or something of that nature, you're missing the money. Streaming is the future. Let's get to the future. Let's get this money, guys. All right. If there's anything that I have to say is that let's get this money. I'm going to make this whole document available to everyone so that everyone can download this document and go through it. This is a lot of different places that I got information from. All the links that I popped up are here. There's more information. I mean, I didn't cite everything. I didn't realize until the end, like, oh crap, I should probably start citing stuff. But there's a lot of good stuff here for you guys. There's also another spreadsheet that breaks down the numbers in a whole nother way. This spreadsheet exposes a whole nother factor to it. And that is this sheet that I copied it over here, is that unsigned artists make less than signed artists. signed artists are able to get more money. I haven't quite figured out how yet. I believe it has a lot to do with the negotiations that the record labels have done in the past, or their ability to handle the paperwork, or the fact that it's just in bulk. Whatever they're doing, on some level, there might be some bulk advantage. I'm not sure, but what I do know is that if you're unsigned, you're making less than a person that's signed for the same stream. This is another reason why I feel like this stuff has to get regulated at some point. All right, everybody, I hope this was beneficial for you guys. Now, I'm making all the links and things of that nature available for you guys underneath this video. So if you want to dive in and look at net metrics and numbers yourself, you can. You completely can. I'm making it accessible for you, so click the link below. Other than that, please, let's talk about it. If you guys have thoughts and feelings about this stuff, let's talk about it below. Like, subscribe. Don't be scared to come to the website and reach out to me for any purposes. There's a lot of cool things going on, and a lot of you guys won't know unless you reach out. So it's your boy, Sir Love. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot. And every time I step in front of this camera, I'm trying to give you guys everything that I got. Phase 6, like, subscribe. Click that 6 to subscribe. Support your boy. I'm out of here.